Hello, hello everybody. How is everybody doing? Kingston is slurping some soup. Grayson's eating some pizza. I'm going to share this video onto my personal Facebook page. If you guys are just now jumping on, if you would do that too. Thank you. You need to eat the noodles now.
No, give me.
Kingston?
Give me,
No? Thank you.
I want it.
Fighting with my kid already this morning. He refuses to stop slurping the straw. So we had to take the straw away.
I want it.
He's mad at me. Okay, so I'm going to share this on my personal... Do you need to go on timeout? How do you ask nicely? Are you done slurping? Promise? Promise? Hi, Dad. How are you? Good morning, Lacey. How are you? Kingston's already trying my patience this morning. Thankfully, Dad is on his way home, so he can deal with it. He thinks he's being cute. Come say hi to Papa and Lacey. I am sharing this on my personal Facebook page. If you guys would do that too, I would appreciate it. Or share it into, hi Chelsea, how are you? Into a group. Just don't start a watch party. Unfortunately, if you start a watch party, I can't see the comments that happen inside of the watch party, and I like to be able to address people personally. Hi Eric, how are you? Good morning. And so if you share it, please share it to your personal page, to a group, in a direct message, tag somebody if you want to. Just don't start a watch party because I want us to be able to talk to each other and see what's going on. I'm just sharing it into two groups and my personal page. Then we will get started throwing this into the crock pot really quick. My husband loves pork chops, and this dinner seems like a perfect, warm, fuzzy dinner to make for him after he's been out in Williston working in the field for a month. So I'm going to do this quick for him. It's going to cook in the crock pot, and I won't have to worry about it all day. And then I'll pop off. I will get my kitchen cleaned up, and then we will make Fruity Pebble Cheesecake. Yeah, he wants me to show you the cereal. So, and this is going to be as real as a cheesecake can get at home with somebody as inexperienced as me. The difference is that we will be doing the cheesecake in a water bath. We will be making sure that the heat is constant. We have sour cream and cream cheese. We won't just be waiting for the cream cheese to harden in the fridge. We will actually be baking this cheesecake. So Tracy made this Crockpot meal on Friday. She said it was good. There was somebody else that also made it and said it was amazing. My friend Bridget that I used to work with. So I'm excited. Let's get started. I am going to grab my kid out of his high chair really quick before he jumps out on his own. Can you say hello to everybody? Say good morning. Say good morning. Say Ninja Turtles. Okay, go play. All right, you guys. So we are gonna get going. I actually remembered to buy Crockpot liners at the store the other day, so I'm gonna use one. I have been soaking this Crockpot almost every day the last week and a half, so I'm gonna give myself a little break and put a Crockpot liner in. These ones are the regular size. They say that they're good from 3 to 8 quarts. Greg, Papa says hi. Okay, you guys, I don't know if you guys saw, but that apple caramel dump cake that I made in the Crockpot, I can't even put into words how phenomenal that dessert was. And I had it before. My grandma Pam used to make it all the time when company would come over because it was really easy and it didn't take up her oven or any other kind of space that she needed to cook other food. And so I had it before, so I found a recipe that sounded pretty similar to the one I had at her house, and then just kind of personalized it to myself. Well, then I was cleaning out our office closet downstairs, and as luck would have it, I seriously found like the recipe card where she wrote down the recipe, and cute enough, it had a little Crockpot liner paper clipped to the recipe. What are the odds that I would make it and find that recipe within like 12 hours of each other? I thought it was super cute. Did you like it, Tracy? You made the dump cake. Did you like it? Sarah, how are you? All right, you guys, I'm going to get this started and get it in the crock pot. For this recipe, we're using bone-in pork chops. So in a 5 to 6 quart cooker, we're going to combine our onion soup mix. I just bought... This is a Food Club. It has a couple of packets inside of it. Thank you. My husband actually bought it for me here in town at the mall at a boutique store. It was really cute. It's rare when he will buy something for me without like running it by me first, and he bought it. We were in the store together, but he picked it out and bought it for me, and I love it, and it's so comfy. I love all my Sherpa stuff, so it fits perfectly into my closet. Yes, Tracy, I did find another recipe that actually called for, instead of using yellow cake mix, to use a spiced cake mix. I chose not to, but you could also use that. That makes it even more. And I think my grandma's recipe called for, there was another one my grandma used in her recipe. But basically what it shows me is that you could kind of substitute it for anything. So if you wanted like chocolate and apples and caramel, you could do that. Daddy's home. He just texted me. All right, so we're going to put in our onion soup mix, our chicken broth, our cream of chicken soup, and our pork gravy. So we're going to do 14 ounces of chicken broth. I am just going to use this for today. All of my measuring cups are in the dishwasher right now with our crazy septic thing. They advised me to only do like 1 load of laundry a day, and only do like, if I'm going to take a shower, don't do any laundry or dishwasher. So yesterday was shower day for all of us, and now today I did the dishwasher. I love this little measuring thing specifically for measuring out like peanut butter and mayonnaise and stuff. Hi Andrea, how are you? Because with some of the sticky stuff, you just spin it up and it pushes it out. It cleans off the edges. It gets everything out for you. And I love, love, love that for things that are sticky, like peanut butter and mayonnaise, things that are hard to get in and out of a measuring cup. So we did our soup mix, just a little packet of onion soup mix. I should have tied my hair back. I'm sorry, you guys, I didn't. Chicken broth. Then we're gonna do cream of chicken soup. And if you guys watched me earlier, I want to say probably last week, I needed cream of chicken soup. Sorry guys. Can you go tell Daddy that I'm on my live?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I took it off because I messy.
It's okay. All right. If you guys, hi Seth, how are you?
Mommy's on live.
Yes, Bobby, I do post these recipes. I post them a couple of days. I post them a couple of days before I go on live, the recipe in its entirety, so that you can get all the supplies that you need, kind of read through it and figure out, you know, if it's something that you want to make or not. And then I post them again in the description of this video. So if you click my face, you should be able to click, and there should be the description. It'll open it up, and there's the recipe. Kingston, honey. Thank you. He's so excited Daddy is home. So yes, I post the recipe a couple of times throughout my Facebook page so that you guys can get the ingredients and join me and cook with me if you want to, so that we can kind of troubleshoot the issues as they come up, if any come up. If you guys saw me last week, I had to buy cream of chicken soup for some of my Crockpot recipes. I like to do the grocery pickup because with 2 boys, and especially with the cold weather now, it is really hard to get into a grocery store, load the grocery cart up, and then now there's no room for my kids. So it gets messy. And so what I do, I just do the grocery pickup. So I order online. So I'm going through and I'm ordering and I need cream of chicken soup and I go to order it and I didn't look at the size of the cream of chicken soup because the picture looked like a little cream of chicken soup. So this is what I ended up with. I ended up with 4 of them. So you will see that my cream of chicken soup is in here because I did open and use one a couple days ago and I didn't want to waste it. So I am going to measure our soup mix out of here. We were supposed to have a 10.5 ounce can of it. And so I'm going to just kind of scoop this in the best I can. How is everyone doing today? Is your football team playing and winning? I know the game's just started, so it's possible that there is no points yet. There are no points yet. So we're going to scoop this in. Madison, you have had it before. I have never had Fruity Pebble Cheesecake. My husband loves anything Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebble ice cream, Fruity Pebble cupcakes, Fruity Pebble bars. I mean, no matter what, he loves Fruity Pebbles. So, sorry guys. They are a little riled up today. So I thought, Gage, come here. I thought I would, Gage. Sorry, you guys. I don't plan for that to happen. Unfortunately, they bark to let me know people are here, which I appreciate, but sometimes it's to an excess. So I decided to make a Fruity Pebble cheesecake for him. He loves cheesecake, and I rarely ever make them. So I thought it would be kind of something fun, too, to kind of walk through the steps with you guys, because cheesecakes are a little more complicated to bake, and that's why a lot of people use the shortcut ones that just need to set in the fridge. But we will actually be baking our cheesecake. Give me 1 second. Hey, come here. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Nope. Come on. Gosh. Come on. Gosh. Can you let them outside? Can you let the dogs outside, please? Thank you. They want to go outside really bad to see Daddy. So, there we go. Yes, this measuring cup, I'm telling you guys, it is one of my favorites. Madison, like, it, thank you, Marissa. I appreciate you saying that. It kind of flusters me a little bit, but yeah, it's my family, and I love them, and this is my daily life. It's busy, it's chaotic, so recipes sometimes take me a little longer, but we get it done. Hi, Kaylani, how are you? I love this measuring cup for peanut butter, mayonnaise, liquids, solids. It seriously is the bee's knees. It just spins and it cleans all the sides, and then you just scrape off the very, very bottom of it, and you get all of your ingredients, everything that you need, and it's awesome. So if you don't have one, get yourself one. It's awesome. We have our cream of chicken soup. Now we're gonna add our 1 ounce pack of pork gravy mix. I just got the McCormick pork gravy mix. It's a little under an ounce. I don't think that'll matter too much. So we are gonna pour this in, and then we're gonna whisk it all together. It already smells so good and savory. I'm pretty excited for this, you guys. I also made sure that I bought pretty thick pork chops. My number 1 pet peeve is an overcooked dry pork chop, and I know that, you know, there's a big gap between the 4 to 6 hours that it recommends on the recipe. You know, you could probably dry your pork chop out if you did it too long, but the good thing about it, obviously, is that you can check it along the way. When you hit that 4-hour mark, just start checking on it. And just make sure. And the guidelines for the way you cook pork have actually kind of loosened their guidelines a little bit, which I like, so they don't necessarily recommend that you cook pork well done anymore. I noticed that not overcooking my pork makes it so much better. So we just whisk this up until it's all combined. And then we're gonna season both sides of our pork chops with some garlic powder. And then we're just gonna place them in the crock pot and spread all the sauce all over it and then cook it, you guys. Yeah. So you had it in there. Oh, after 2 hours of starting it, it started to smell good. That's what I love about Crockpot meals, you guys. Crockpot meals, because they're cooking all day long in something that isn't airtight necessarily, it is the best thing, especially if you're a working parent or a working person coming home after a long day, a long stressful day at work. Coming home to a house that smells like somebody has been slaving away for hours, there is nothing more satisfying. I'm such a foodie that, I mean, it really is my favorite thing to come home to a house just smelling amazing. You could probably blindfold me and bring me into different people's houses, and I could tell you who they are or who's cooking by the smells. Especially like my dad. He has some pretty distinct spices that he cooks with, so I would be able to tell you his house for sure. These are kind of messy, so I'm gonna use a cutting board, and then I'm gonna season on the cutting board, and then just make sure that you guys wipe up and sanitize your counters the best you can after working with raw meat. You don't want to cross-contaminate, especially because we are gonna be on here making a yummy cheesecake in a little bit. So what I am gonna do, I like to pat my pork chops dry, get some of that excess glue off. So I'm gonna do that, get some of that slime and goo off of there that's from the packaging, so that that seasoning can really stick to the outside of the pork chop. My kids are so happy Daddy's home. You can tell because they're not bugging me anymore. They're downstairs in the entryway waiting for Dad to bring each load of laundry and work stuff in. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna season these gradually. Just carefully season them. Not too much, because you want to remember you've got that onion mix and that gravy mix in there, so you don't want it to be too seasoned. And like I've always said, you can always season things after the fact with salt and pepper if you need to. It's better to under season than over season and bother somebody's taste buds. So we got our garlic powder on both sides. I've got some big fatty pork chops, so I am going to kind of turn you guys a little bit. I am super, super excited, you guys. So I'm just gonna kind of lay them in and flip them over, kind of like you would a French toast piece of bread in the egg batter before you cook it. Kind of stick it in, move it around, get those juices on it, and then let it sit there. I'm gonna move it around, get it nice and yummy. If you don't like touching raw meat, it is possible to do this with a pair of tongs or something. Hi Christina, how are you? So we're gonna get that nice and covered. You wanna make sure it's got that gravy mixture on it. Kind of make some room for each of the pork chops to get in there. All right, and then we're gonna throw it in our pan, plug it in, and let it cook on low for 4 to 6 hours. And like one of my friends pointed out, that's a big gap in time, 4 to 6 hours. So at the 4-hour mark, if you want to check on your pork chops so that they don't get overdone, do it. I don't blame you for it. Just make sure that you try not to check on them before the 4-hour mark, because your food in the crock pot relies on that steam seal to keep it cooking at a constant temperature. So I need to find my lid for that. So we're gonna cook it for 4 to 6 hours, and then just before the pork chops are done, you're gonna take some cornstarch and cold water, and you're gonna mix it together in a little bowl. What I like to do is I like to just stick it in a little Tupperware and shake it to get it really, really mixed up. And then you're gonna whisk, you're gonna pour it into your crock pot. So you're gonna mix this up in a separate container because you don't wanna put it in here with water. It'll clump up, it won't do what it's supposed to do. You wanna make sure you mix this with cold water first. Not easily. Daisy asked me if I was able to clean it easily after my apple caramel thing. No, I actually had to let it soak for a day, and even then I still had to like take the scrubby side of my dish brush and like get in the corner and crevices. There was some caramel that was caked in there, so it wasn't easy. So guess what we learned today? I remembered Crockpot liners at the store so that I don't have to worry about that anymore. I've been soaking my Crockpot for a week and a half, you guys. I feel like every day it's sitting in my sink and soaking. So yeah, babe. Oh, yummy cheese and ham and crackers. Yummy little treats. Just make sure, yes, you mix your cornstarch. Say hello. Hubby's home. He's been gone for a month, you guys. He made it home 2 nights out of the whole month to come and hang out with us. It's usually really late at night. We stay up late to see him, and then he goes to bed and wakes up at 4 in the morning and leaves. Hi, Charity. How are you? So we are happy to have him home, making him a warm, comfy meal and some Fruity Pebble Cheesecake. So just make sure you mix this. I've said this 3 times now. In a separate dish with water, mix it up really, really good, and then slowly pour it into your gravy mixture with your pork chops. Just kind of mix around the pork chops, and it will use this to thicken your gravy up. And then I would say make mashed potatoes, make baked potatoes, something that you can drizzle this gravy over with your pork chops and some vegetables. It will be so good, you guys. I cannot wait to take a picture and show it. Daisy Joe, they are a really awesome invention, especially if maybe you're using somebody else's crock pot, or you plan on bringing a dish over to a party and everyone is either carrying a dirty dish home, or the host is like, no, leave your dishes, I'll clean them and get them back to you. Super, super easy. You just pop this crock pot liner in. They're made for 3 to 8 quart crock pots. They fit most sizes. You just stick it in there, and you will find this at the grocery store, like where your Ziploc bags are, your Reynolds wrap, things like that. You will find the Reynolds slow cooker liners. They have them at Target. They have them at the grocery store. Super awesome. You can buy them in bulk on Amazon if you want to do that. They come in, I think there's 2 different sizes, a regular size and then an extra large for some of those bigger crock pots. A lifesaver. I like them when I'm making soups and chilies and stuff. I have my crock pot liner, and I am able to pick up the crock pot liner and pour it into my storage container instead of ladling and scooping and things like that. Super awesome if you're at a party and you brought something and you literally just grab this crock pot liner, you pull it out like a trash bag almost, you tie it up and throw it away. Seriously, they are lifesavers, time savers, everything. I highly recommend them. Michelle, Daisy, if you guys have never used them, yes, Marissa, they really are. I've been cooking the last week and a half without them, and it's been really sad. But I have them now. So I am going to figure out why my youngest is crying. I'm going to move this out of the way. You guys, I got my new crock pot, and I am so excited. So excited. All right, let's get this locked in. Pick the baby up and see why he's crying. Yeah, somebody's not sharing with him. Yeah. Okay, we'll go boss him around. No, Daisy Joe, if you're using a crock pot liner, you don't need to use cooking spray. Even if you're not using cooking spray, even if you're not using a liner, I think this will be, gravy will be, wet enough and loose enough that it won't cause a super mess to bake. So, The Crockpot liners don't stick to this. No, I'm not sure what material that they're made out of, but that heat doesn't cause it to stick. It doesn't cause it to burn. They're perfect, you guys. I definitely, thank you, y'all, his little winter jammies. I highly recommend them. They're perfect. The only time I've ever cursed their name is I have made the mistake of trying to like shred chicken in a Crockpot liner, in a Crockpot, and in doing that I shredded the Crockpot liner, and so juice seeped out of my main meal and into the Crockpot where the Crockpot liner wasn't, and so my meal was really dry, my Crockpot was dirty, it was a mess. So I highly recommend, if you have to do anything like that, to remove the item from the Crockpot and dice and chop it up and then put it back in so that you don't cut this Crockpot liner. Their wellness necklaces, I got, it's crazy, I got them, because he's 2.5, so I got them new ones 2.5 years ago. I want to say I found either an all-natural website, or I got them in Minot, is where I live in North Dakota, and we have a like health food place inside of our marketplace, and they had some there as well. Also, we have a place here in town, I believe she still has them, our 3D ultrasound technician. She used to carry some for a little while. Hi, Sam, how are you? My boys have worn their necklaces forever. They're more of a fashion statement now than anything. They helped and did wonders when they were teething, and now they just look cute, so they keep them on, and they've got a safety so that if they were to ever like stick an arm in or something were to happen, it breaks away. People say that that's the only dangerous thing, is that they could choke themselves or whatever. But my kids, yes, health food stores. I don't know, Michelle, I don't know where you live, but Minot's got one. If you live in Minot or the surrounding area, they have one. The marketplace that's next to the Taco Bell, there is a health food store inside of there. And they carry those a lot of the time. But if you're really interested, you can private message me, and I can probably find that link. I'm pretty sure I found it online. It came with a little certificate saying where they harvested the amber and Missouri. I can send you the link of where they harvested the amber, and a little certificate that comes with it saying that it's like really amber, and it will help with what it's supposed to, because sometimes you can find ones that they're trying to say that they are amber and that they're more fashion and not actually what they're supposed to be. So I will stop jibber jabbering. I'm gonna get my kitchen cleaned up, say hi to my husband, and then we are gonna make Fruity Pebble Cheesecake. And mind you, like, we're getting like down to the real kind of cheesecake. We are using a springform pan where the bottom pops out. We will be wrapping it and putting it in a water bath in the oven, things like that. So if you have never seen this done before or want to learn, check out my video. Give me a half an hour. So let's come on at 1 and make a Fruity Pebble Cheesecake, you guys. So our crock pot is cooking our pork chops, and then we're going to make a Fruity Pebble Cheesecake. Making the cheesecake is going to be super quick, super fast. The longest part and the most detailed part that you guys are going to need to focus on is the baking instructions. You will be baking at a certain temperature, then dropping the temperature, then turning the oven off, then opening the oven, then setting it out for room temperature, and then setting it in the freezer. So it will take a lot of diligence to stay on top of it. So if you want to make it with me in a little bit, please do so. If you don't want that many Fruity Pebbles, you can use a regular cheesecake graham cracker crust if you want, but we are going to do a Fruity Pebble crust with Fruity Pebbles and everything. So come back in half an hour and we will make this cheesecake. Oh, you guys, he's so sad Daddy walked outside. All right, bye. I'll see you guys in a little bit.